Welcome back everybody to another iRacing episode. Going to jump into a little bit of a series here this episode. I'm going to try to do a season, maybe not all the races in the season, but at least a few of them. So let me jump on into that and we'll get this thing started. So to start, we're going to go with the straight stock. There's a few of these that I can do just for free, without too much of a problem. As we dive in deeper here, we'll start, we'll figure out what specifically we want to go into on this game. I guess in something stock car related, is my guess. And then we'll start to fletch everything out there, but let me jump into this series. Start the season with the template, and let's jump into the first race. Looks like we do this race twice in the season, and we'll see how this goes. I expect it to be maybe a little bit easy. The AI seem to be fairly easy, but I guess we'll see here. It kind of looks like a Bristol is what it looks like, just based on the track map. I guess no, it's in North Carolina though, so I don't know. Yeah, it's similar shape still to Bristol, so we've got some practice. I'll run a few laps here. I'm not going to run anything too major here. I think the big thing during these races is going to be not making mistakes. If I make mistakes, that's going to be what gets me for sure. So I'm sure I'll get more comfortable with this track as time goes, but for right now we're going to call it good enough. Let's move on to qualifying, and we'll see what I can do in terms of that. Maybe no, it is going to move everyone else on to the next session, I believe. Perfect. Jump into qualifying. We get 2 laps here to do so. Set the best lap that we can, and we'll see what we can do.
Green flag, green flag. Okay, here comes your first time lap.
Slide a little bit there. Overall, not too bad of a corner though. Lost some time there. Not terrible though. That one I spun out on though. So I think it's just going to be finishing this lap. Okay, finish this thing out. Eventually I will, once I spend some time on this game, we will get into some online racing, that sort of thing. But for now, I just want to get comfortable with the game, try to figure out what sort of racing we want to do. Let's see where we end up lining up on the grid.
You'll be lining up on the inside.
Looks like
Closed. Pit road is
on
closed.
pole, waiting for the pace car here. So we have a couple pace laps before we go green. And there we go. And we've got 40 laps in this race, so we'll see how that goes. It's going to eat up at least a little bit of time, so let's see here. And you get some of the more realistic parts of racing
One to go. Next
and
time
iRacing
right.
compared to, especially compared to the NASCAR heat games. You're actually running the pace laps, that sort of thing. So that's kind of cool to see. You get like a manual start that you have to actually do.
Green flag.
Not a great start for me there. It's a little bit behind,
Stay low. There is a car on the high
but we'll
side.
see how we compare
Clear
throughout the
outside.
race. I feel like I definitely got off the corner a bit better,
Next car's the leader.
and I get the feeling that we're going to be dealing with
Car outside.
a fair amount of lap traffic this race. So
Clear outside.
very nice.
You're in first.
See where I spun in qualifying there. I'm able to gas it up off the corner quite a bit. Scraped the wall just a little bit. At the same time, these laps are going to go very quickly with the size of this track. Did it again. A little bit slippy slidey there. Not too bad though. You just barely get up to speed, and then you're off the gas again.
The car in P3 just set the fastest lap. 16.406.
Interesting. So may have a challenger coming up here. Granted, I'm not running super aggressive laps, but I'm not exactly running slow either. I think more than anything, consistency is going to be the key throughout this one. Yes, it may be able to set a fast lap, but if we can run consistently, I think that's what's going to play a bigger part in the result. Keep going here, nearly a quarter of the way through this race already. So I'm thinking we won't get the whole season in this episode, but we'll get either 2 or 3 races done in it. We'll see just how many cars we can lap as well. That I'm very interested in. So I don't imagine it'll be very long before we start catching up to some lap traffic. Again, there's not as many cars in this little series as would be in a NASCAR game. However, I do see some cars that we were quickly approaching up here. And yeah, we'll kind of see how that turns out. Little scrape to the wall there again. And yeah, from here on out, it's just going to be about managing the lap traffic, not making any mistakes.
You're pulling away from the car behind. The gap is 4.3 seconds.
We're developing a good gap. It's the car behind, which is good. Now it's just going to be picking our time to make these overtakes. Probably on the exit of these corners. That seems to be where I'm making up my time. Not necessarily on the way in. I'm being nice and easy on the brakes.
You've got the fastest lap.
We've got the fastest lap now. But on the exit is where I'm really making up some time. So
Outside.
just going to try to do all our passes
Clear outside. If you
on the inside here.
car outside.
Not make any contact with anybody.
Clear high.
Just keep
You're
it
pulling
nice
away
and
from the car
easy.
behind. The gap is 6.6 seconds. Outside. Still there.
And depending on how we run here, we may be able to lap second place. We're about halfway through,
Outside.
but we're close to half a lap ahead of second place based on
Clear outside if you want it.
the gap behind. Plus, second place will start hitting lap traffic at some point, I would assume. So that will also play into some of this. That's kind of my goal, is with the AI difficulty being as low as it is, as well as I've been able to run here, the goal is to go lap second place. So
Car outside.
good run off there. Had to kind of wait on that, time it up a bit.
Keep low. Clear outside.
Make
Outside is
everything
clear.
work there. He's got an 11-second lead now on second place. I think I see him right up there. I think we are fast approaching that car with plenty of time to try and make that move. So we shall see how far we can get through this field.
Still there. Clear up.
I do much prefer the physics I'm able to get from this game,
Clear outside.
especially compared to NASCAR Heat games. Again, that's what I'm going to be comparing this to, because I think that's a lot of the racing that I'm going to end up doing on here. F1 24 is a solid enough game that I may do some F1 type stuff on here, maybe some GT stuff as well, because they do have that to offer.
Car outside.
That's what I was afraid of. I tried to get too aggressive. It's going to cost me some time.
Outside clear. Car outside.
Well, that wasn't supposed to happen.
The car behind is closing on you. The gap is 3.8 seconds. Car outside. Clear outside if you want it. Car inside.
I think that's second place right there.
There's a car on the low side. Clear. The next car's the leader.
Oh, this is...
Leader is running 17.698 outside.
That's the leader right there.
Still there.
Alright, now we get to
Clear.
build our gap back up.
Great job. Here to go. You're in first.
We don't get to lap second place anymore.
The car behind is closing on you. The gap is 1.2.
No, I'm actually putting a gap back on them, but it's alright. Understand your confusion. Apparently there's no cautions in this, so otherwise I will have maintained my lead. I still wouldn't have had a chance to in order to lap them, but it would have saved me some of the lap cars and stuff that I'd taken care of.
There is a car on the high side. Clear outside.
We go for a double overtake here.
Keep low.
Just going to go into
Still there.
3 cars on a lap. Perfect.
Clear.
And yeah, I've got no shot at trying to lap second place, but it's alright. We're still
Keep it up. We're in a great spot.
running really good laps. Just going to hold up here. We're going to get the exit.
Outside.
There we go.
Stay low. There is a car on the high side.
Yeah, now it's about how many
Clear.
cars can we have laps still after our spin, and trying to build that gap back up in case I spin again, but also not pushing so hard that I force myself to spin out again. Very delicate.
Two more. Let's go.
2 more laps to go. We're just going to sit here.
I need one more good lap. Outside. You're on the bottom. 3 wide. Outside. 2 wide. Outside.
Like I said,
Clear.
just run fantastic. And we get to come back to this track later in the season. Run it again. That'll be a bunch of fun as well. There are the checkers.
You won. This is what happens when you have the best crew chief.
Sure. Did I do burnouts?
Okay, the race is over. Bring it on in.
Curious if you can do burnouts. Alright, let's bring it back to the pits, I guess. There we go. And right to enter the pits. Make sure we are going slow enough.
Pit box in. 5, 3, 2, 1. Right here.
Perfect. Look at that. And going auto kick us. Nope. There we go. And go ahead and quit this. We'll jump into another race. I can't say it was a perfect race. Perfect race would have been lapping second, but let's see. I've got 15 season points. That Let's view the results. So I had up to 7th lap down. So that would have been a lot higher. I think we're up near, I want to say 3rd when we spun. It was just a stupid little mistake that cost me. So there are your current standings after one race. Let's jump into this again. We're going to continue here. Go off to USA International Speedway. It's another asphalt track. I think all these are going to be asphalt. Let's go race. It's a little bit longer of a track, but not overly long. Still a short track. Let's see what we can do there. And really, I've just got. I'm going to run a few practice laps just to get the feel for the track, and then I'll jump into qualifying after that. I mean, I don't need to run terribly long, I don't feel. Yeah, take inspection, there we go. And practice. I have the feeling this track is going to feel very long compared to what I just raced though. Gotta manage to throw a lot more here from the feels of it. I have done some practice laps here. I don't remember what from though. Could have been some of the. I've been working through iRacing's beginner guide. Try to get the feel for things. Let's see here. The braking's a lot different this track compared to the last. So yeah, that transition point from brake to gas, it's a little bit of a different feeling, so.
You just hit the fastest lap.
We'll get the hang of it. It's just going to take a little bit of practice. There we go. Can already tell I'm getting somewhat better of a hang of it, but might spin out a couple times this race. Let's move on to qualifying. Alrighty, let's see what we can do here. Again, consistency is going to be key.
You got the black flag. You didn't exit the pits safely. You have to drive through the pits without stopping. Green flag, green flag.
Well, that means I'm only going to get one lap here to actually sell lap time.
Okay, here comes your first time lap. Pit box in 10, 5, 3, 2.
I'm not sure how
Right here.
I had an unsafe exit. They go up. I must have gone up on the track too early. So really, I get a single lap this at a time. And hope that I don't spin out.
One more lap.
So let's try this. Very nice there. Good corner. Very delicate there. just a very delicate timing. We'll see what we can do here. See where that has put us. I'm not going to go to the results. We're just going to line up on the grid.
You'll be lining up on the inside.
Apparently it lines us up on the on pole. So that's good, I guess. Waiting for the pace car to take off. This is the only part I wish would go a little bit quicker. I know it's just so you're used to stuff loading in. Like all of the, if you were playing online, you'd have other drivers that loaded in. And that's why it would take a while like that. I wish for some of the AI stuff, it'd be a little quicker, but not a huge deal. We've still got 40 laps at this track. I kind of want to see what the length of the next track is. If it's another short track, we'll run that. Actually, kind of want to look at the next two tracks. Because since this is a longer track, if it's another short track, we'll go ahead and probably do it. If it's a long track, I think we'll just save it for next episode on iRacing. So, and then there's another like old racing series. I'll probably bounce around and do all different series, kind of play with everything. Before we commit to anything, I'll kind of rely on your guys' opinions to help let me know what we should do. Trying to hold the lead here. Oh, I about spun it. Actually, about wrecked is what I did. There we go. And we may be able to lap people at this track as well. I think it'd be a little, it's going to be hard to make it up to the pack as much, especially since I can guarantee I'd probably spin, I want to guess, at least twice. That's going to be my guess. But I also seem to be putting a gap on the AI a lot quicker at this track. There's a lot more throttle control that I'm doing better than the AI, so we'll see. Be very interesting to find how it turns out there. For now, we're just going to try to run as consistently as possible. Kind of build up a rhythm for once we get into traffic. So we'll probably hit traffic eventually. I don't anticipate it being quite as early as at the last track, but I do anticipate hitting traffic. As I'm sure you guys can hear, it's just very delicate getting back to the throttle. Lots of partial throttle before going back to full, just to ensure you're not going to spin the tires and spin it. So, and then not going full bore on the brakes, just kind of ease into it. No need to push it too hard. And already I've got about a fifth of the time I need to second place in order to lap them, and we're about a fifth of the way through the race. So I think it'll be close. I think it'll depend on if those cars back there get to any lap traffic. I think that's really what it's going to depend on. Also, if I run into, or if I spin it at all. If I spin it all, I think it's out the window. If I don't spin it, it's going to be very close in terms of how everything's timing out. We'll keep an eye on it. But 40 laps is going to be quite a while around here. It's not going to be super long by any means, but it's a long time to try to keep concentration for sure. And not lose focus on the rhythm that you need to constantly have on this track in particular. Last one you could kind of just not think about it too much, just because of the pattern that you could run in terms of the brakes and throttle. Here you just gotta be a lot more delicate with the timing of everything, so it's important to stay focused the whole way through. So see what we're like. I think we're gonna be close to that 2/5 mark. The slap. No, they actually made up a little time on me. Keep trying to pursue towards about 10 seconds. That's the mark I'm looking for. So I'm 2/5 of the way to lapping second place. I know some of that's going to be determined by how I get through lap traffic, how those cars get through lap traffic towards the end of the race. So I do think they'll get there eventually. It's just going to take them a lot longer to get up to it. Keep it moving here. Slowing a little bit. You're up to that 10-second mark now.
You're pulling away from the car behind. The gap is 9.7 seconds.
Doing my best not to lose concentration here. Yes, we're well on our way here.
Outside.
So we're getting to slum lap traffic. Didn't that 78 qualify in second?
Clear up top. Car outside.
You guys will have to let me know.
Clear up top.
I think that 78 was
Outside.
right alongside me for the start of the
Still
race.
there, hold your line.
That, or I'm mixing up with another car, but that
Outside.
78 may have fallen from second to last in the span of 16 or 17 laps, which is
Outside.
honestly impressive if they did.
Stay low. Clear high.
And I have no idea how they would have dropped that many spots from being that slow if they qualified on pole, but or on the front row.
Outside.
But
Clear outside.
we got a little loose goosey there. What our time's looking like. Very good, very good. Now we're going to hold up here. I don't want to push anything.
Car outside. Outside is clear.
Going to
Car
have
outside.
door open up a little bit here, maybe.
Hello.
We're just going to kind of follow through on the bottom here if possible.
Outside.
Gas up on the bottom.
3 wide. Car outside. 2 wide.
Get the double pass done on
Outside.
the straightaway.
Clear.
And we are clear. Just keep it moving. We're now halfway through this race. 3/5 of the way up to second place. So looking good. Looking good here so far. We'll also kind of get to see. I'll have to keep an eye out for that 78 car. Now tell me if second place has gotten to the lap traffic yet. We passed the 78 again. That'll be our cue. And if we haven't gotten past second place yet. Hit the wall just a little bit there. Making some slow progress. Up to these next few cars in front of me. Got the exit there.
Still there.
Just keep it nice and easy.
Clear up top.
No need to push too hard. We're making great time. There we are. I'm going to have the pass basically done into turn 1 here. Perfect. No, I did some sort of race here, I think. Oh, that was for... That wasn't for my second episode, or my second race of last episode, was it? I don't think it was. I think this was another, just like a one-off race that I did. I do believe. I'd have to check to be sure, but I do believe that's what I'm thinking of. Or was it the... I bet we started alongside the 85. I've got similar paint scheme. That's what it was. I bet we started alongside the 85.
Keep low.
And that's why I thought the 78
Still there.
falling back so far is because I've got same paint scheme on them. That may be second place right up in front of us now. I've not seen the 78 again, but that may be it up there. Up in front of what I believe is second place right up here. I've not been keeping count on how many cars I've passed, but it's gotta be right close, and based on the lap time as well, I imagine it's pretty close. That or it's that white car up there. I'm not sure which. Can't quite get a look at the number on this car up in front of me. No, that looks like that's a 9, which is the number of the car in second place.
Great job. Get to go.
Got 10 laps to go. And I think we should be able to get the pass done here. Very nice.
Outside is clear.
And here is the 78. I'm kind of tempted just to run behind the 78 to see if second place would even get to him. So I'm not sure if he would. But no, we're just going to
Still there. Clear outside.
run just like this. I guess I could back off from here. So nice, easy laps. That'll be close. That's all I'm looking to see is I'm still pulling away from him. Even running slow. That 9 car is really close. Going to the outside now. After that, I'll start running some bonsai laps. Doesn't have the pass done yet. He has made some lap traffic now. No, the 78's been able to hold him off.
Five to go. Podium is looking good.
Better be. And better be the top step too. I'm barely running, and I think that 9 car is just getting held up. Well, they're pretty close. I'll actually open her up for straightaway. I'm just kind of driving out of the near right now. I don't think second place is going to be able to get past it. I mean, there's a gap reforming there.
Two left to go. 2 to go.
Got 2 laps left to go here.
White flag. Nice and smooth.
It's not going to happen. Let's try to run a somewhat competitive lap here. With that run, I could have lapped half the field again. But yeah, second place was not able to lap slowest car in the field, which is mighty impressive. A little bit of drift there. These cars don't need to go by. Let me by, guys.
Okay, the
You got it. I'm getting better at saving the car as well.
Pit boxing 10,
Long pit road.
5,
Or fairly long pit road.
3, 2, 1. Right here.
Perfect. And let's escape out. Results. Yeah, we had nearest car beat by a whole second. And okay, this still the 78 fell 7 spots in that race. So, and it was the 85 that qualified next to me, but fell back a few spots. So, not the excitement I thought it was. But let's head back. I'll see what the next track is. I'm not opposed to running another one. What's the news here? We did run a perfect race that time. Let's see here. Anything else exciting? Yeah, we've got 30 points now. View the results. There we go. I want to see for in the future if there's any way to increase the difficulty as well. It may be worth running this season a couple times, trying to increase the difficulty each time. So we'll see there. Next is Charlotte. It's going to be a long track. It's only 20 laps though. We'll go ahead and run this. Yeah, and then we can finish up this season in the next episode. So we'll do 2 episodes per season. So let me jump in, do some practice. Not that I really am going to need any, but then I'll qualify. Alrighty, so let's get off to it here. Hardly any lifting here. No braking at all. Just a little bit of lifting in the corners. So we'll see what sort of pace we've got here. Not all that worried. It's going to be a matter of running just consistent corners.
Green flag, green flag.
And making sure not to push
Okay, here comes
it
the
too
first
hard.
lap.
So got 2 laps here. Ooh, down the apron there a little bit. No, it didn't happen. I didn't spin like in NASCAR Heat 5 though. That was spun me into oblivion. How I done that in NASCAR Heat 5. Yeah, it's not ideal for lap time to do that, but at the same time, it's not the end of the world. It's not going to kill me like it would have in Heat 5. So it's a pretty good lap right there. Cannot complain. Yeah, I may not have to really lift at all around here if I run it right. If I run up a little higher, I think I am going to have to lift just a little bit. But if I catch the inside line here, even that I don't really have to lift. I lose a little bit of time, but yeah, it's going to put me on pole. I have no doubt. It's going to be a pole. We'll run 20 laps here. Call it a day. I'm not really that worried. Just waiting for qualifying to finish up here. Head to the grid.
One to go.
Oh, and we get to line up.
Lining up on the inside. Closed. Pit road is closed.
We're just waiting for pace car to go here. There we are. Get all lined up here. Going to be no lapping going on here. It's too big of a track for anyone to lap anyway. Well, now that it's too big, there's just not enough laps in this race because it is a bigger track. So, if I lap someone around here in 20 laps, they've got a major problem. That's just terrible, we'll put it that way. I know these are easy AI, but that's pretty bad. So, let's get ready to go green here.
About to go green. Stay focused.
Yep, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready.
Post car is off. Time to do your job. Green flag. Green flag.
The AI seemed to speed up heading into that restart zone. So I'm not really sure. Oh boy. We're on the apron there some. Actually run behind this car here. Get the run down into the corner. Lifting some here. We've got plenty of practice around this track. Should be nice and strong. But yeah, they get a run into that. I don't want to push the limits there. And end up with the penalty. Head to start finish line. I mean, I know I'm the leader. I somewhat get to decide when we go. But that just doesn't seem like it's quite right. So, I don't know. I'm going to keep running it how I'm running it. For this difficulty, it works, I feel. So, not really pulling away here either. We'll see how that goes as we continue to run. But, at the moment, not ideal here. So I have to try to hang on. I mean, I think we're quick enough to re-overtake should the AI try anything. I don't think we're really slow enough to be overtaken by anybody, but we'll see here. Now they're starting to fall back. I think there's some tire wear that really ends up hurting the AI right around lap 3. And I tend to set my fastest lap on lap 3 actually. So I'm either just finding my groove or the AI end up slowing way down on lap 3. I'm not sure which it is, but now we can try to put some distance between ourselves and the cars behind. Again, not a lot of time to be made up here. There's time to be lost, but there's not a whole lot I can do to really gain an advantage on the AI like at the last track with the partial throttle and stuff. That's time that I could make up quite easily. Stuff like this, there's not really much I can do. It's very little out of throttle time, if any. So, yeah, it's just going to be they're chugging along. I will say this is much more fun. Granted, I've still got on easy AI and stuff like that, but much more fun than NASCAR Heat 5 for sure. Just the physics of it all will make it lots of fun to race. So I'm personally thinking stock car racing of some sort, whether it's the series they continue in, or if it, I think they should have official NASCAR stuff on here. Could do that. Could probably do like an official NASCAR season on this still. I have to look into that a little bit, but that may be a possibility. May get expensive that way, but would be a possibility. And I'm also, once we figure out what my area of expertise, what sort of racing I'm going to be doing, I would like to start doing some online racing for sure. And yeah, then I'll start possibly live streaming. I'd like to, if I can get some of you guys who have iRacing and want to jump on, play with me, that sort of thing, I'd love to do that as well. But I know it's going to take some time to build up, so I think iRacing is going to land a pretty permanent spot in the rotation. I'm just going to find us a little bit of time to kind of find the groove of what we want to do on here, and we'll go from there. So about halfway through this race, actually almost exactly halfway, not making up any sort of amount of time really to warrant lapping anybody. I only got about 4-second lead on the cars behind me. Granted, that's directly behind me, and there's going to be others that are quite a bit further back, but I can't see them being far enough back for me to go lap. We're going to try to run as consistently as possible to get up to those cars, but I'd be surprised if I even see another car out the windshield this race, let alone be close enough to lap them. So we'll see. Just keep pressing on. I'm even trying to look up into the corners as we're exiting the corners to see if I can find anything. But at the moment, I'm not seeing much of anything. Anywhere on the track. So ooh. Keep going. It is nice that they've got like lights and everything that work on this game. Seems to be fairly accurate as well. With the shading and stuff. Like, this is what I would imagine race under the lights would be like. You can still see fairly well. There's not any major details that you're going to miss with the cars around you. So, yeah, I'm thoroughly enjoying my time running this. I figured I would. I kind of figured I'd get hooked on it. But I think as far as trying to do streaming or really any online stuff, it's just going to be a matter of getting the timing right for recording and everything like that. So let's keep going here. Yeah, because I'm going to have to like schedule when I want to go into different races if I'm going to go online. It's not like you just jump into a lobby and head off. It's essentially like sign up for a race so that everyone jumps on at the same time. So I would definitely like to do some online racing, especially if I can find a consistent group to race with rather than just joining random online lobbies. That'd be a lot of fun. Just so I feel like if you go and race with people you know online, especially if they've got the same attitude as you, like, for me, it's just having fun. I'm not going to take it that seriously. If you were to make a little mistake, and I guess me involved, am I going to be a little upset? Maybe. Am I going to have lasting hard feelings? No. Even 5 laps down the road, I'm not going to be upset anymore, more than likely. So again, this is more than anything, playing and recording these games are just fun for me. Recording kind of gives me a dedicated way to make sure I set time away to play games in a way. It's keeping me on a consistent schedule, so I set time away to play the games that I enjoy rather than getting caught up with the busyness of life. So 2 laps to go. Again, I've not seen another car at all. We've got 10 seconds nearly on the car behind, but I've not seen any other car in sight. But that's not exactly surprising. We're only a quarter of the way of what we need to be to get to the leader, which means we're still probably, I'm not going to say 20 seconds. I'm guessing we're about 15 seconds off from being able to lap any car at all. Which means we're probably a good 5 seconds off of being able to see anyone. So ends up making it a boring race, but for the sake of getting through the season, it works. We better win every race in this little season. Otherwise, that's just going to be a little bit of a disappointment. Shut her on down. Take her home. My one incident was after I crossed the start finish line. There's fireworks somewhere. I don't see them, but oh, they're in the background. There they are. Not sure if you guys can see that. But yeah, we're going to come into the pits here. Somewhat tiring though, especially after a day of work, but making sure we get down to pit road speed here and go down the very long pit road compared to
Okay, the race is over.
the other tracks we already did.
3, 2,
2,
1. Right here.
There we go. And escape here. Let me grab a couple thumbnails since I forgot to do that in the other races. Let me grab a couple thumbnails and then we'll go read the race news or whatever we want to call it. So at Charlotte, see what else. Nothing really exciting. Basically everything we've seen before. Let's read the results and we'll take a look at the standings as well. So we were about a half a lap ahead of last place, which is about what I expected. They're about 10 seconds behind second place. They all just kind of ran together, evenly spaced, but fastest lap as well. Our best lap was actually on the last lap, surprisingly, but I look at, yes, I want to see the season standings. I've got 45 points. Average incidents is 1.67. Not many of the AI have incidents there, but we have almost a race lead on second place. That should be locked up by the next race. Let's see here. We've run 100 laps. Everyone else has run less than that. That car is just struggling. Which car is that? I can't view it. But all good. Next we will be off to Langley for a 40 lap race there, and another 40 lap race after that. So how long is this track? Won't tell me. Sure won't, so we'll figure out what we have next time, but hope you enjoyed. Again, we're going to start doing consistent series on iRacing. It's going to take us a little bit time to get settled in, but once we do, I think it'll be a lot of fun. So hope you enjoyed today's episode. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Happy 4th to all of those in the States. Hope you enjoy your day off, as I know most of you will. But have a great rest of your day. We'll see you in the next one.